On this episode of the Globe Sports Corner, women's basketball is taking a unique approach to staying in shape for the season at a local pool. We talked first semester recap and where Goshen College goes from here with the Athletic Director Erica Albertin, and we sit down with international students to learn more about why it is they call GC home. All that and more on the Globe Sports Corner. Welcome inside the Globe Studios. My name is Kate Bodiker, kicking off this episode of the Globe Sports Corner. It might be hard to believe this, but the calendar year has almost seen the last of Maple Leaf Athletics. We've already done a fall sports wrap-up, and by now the winter season is well underway. We've got lots to cover on that front in today's episode, so let's dive right in for that winter action. And speaking of diving, the women's basketball team is taking a unique approach to preseason conditioning that involves breaking out their swimsuits and heading down to the local pool. Dante Stanton has the details.
In 2011, Stephanie Miller took over as head coach of the Goshen College women's basketball team and right away introduced a new yearly practice for the team that had nothing to do with being on the basketball court and everything to do with getting the players' feet wet by sending them to the pool. Throughout 12 seasons, Coach Miller has seen a wide variety of reactions to the practice.
I would say probably it's about 33. A third don't like it. A third say they don't like it, but actually really appreciate it. And then another third just love it and love the change. So I would say I kind of win over maybe 70% of them.
Miller says it was an easy decision to send her squad to the pool for recovery efforts at the start of her tenure, as at the time, the Rec Fitness Center featured an indoor pool. Once that was removed in 2012, Miller turned her attention to the nearby aquatic center at the Goshen Middle School, where practices as simple as treading water go a long way towards rehab and recovery.
We like to do a lot of different types of training so that, again, it's not joint heavy all the time. So from spin bikes to, swimming and just different things to get our physical self ready.
While the majority of players enjoy hitting the water rather than the court, not all student athletes arrive at GC with the knowledge of how to swim in the first place.
Yeah, so prior to coming to Goshen and being on the basketball team, I had no prior experience of swimming. It was just not an activity that I enjoyed a lot, so I kind of steered away from it.
Although far removed from her time in the starting five for GC, assistant coach Tyra Carver still utilizes the benefits of swimming to this day.
So I grew to appreciate it just because I saw the difference in the results in my body. It was a low-impact workout. I wasn't a fan of necessarily straight running up and down the court or just running on the track. So swimming kind of gave me a different opportunity to kind of exercise.
Zoe Zellers, a key member of Goshen's 2023 squad, is on the other end of the spectrum as a player who thoroughly enjoys the aquatic experience.
I think the whole team, me included, is very thankful for this workout. Just a nice cardio workout that's not too hard on the legs, on the lungs.
While the team has likely wrapped up their swim schedule for the 2023 calendar year, Coach Miller plans to have her squad return to the pool in January to help take stress off any mid-season injuries.
The vibe is what I like the most, just because I think it just brings us. Sometimes when you're coaching, you're so used to being locked in on your sport that you forget that all this is supposed to be fun, right? So to bring some joy and just kind of keep it lighthearted is what I like best about it.
Reporting for Globe Sports, I'm Dante Stanton.
Wow, that certainly looks like a more fun way to get in your cardio than just running laps on the track. And that has clearly paid off for the women's basketball team so far. They currently sit at 7-2 on the season and have rattled off 7 straight wins, including 2 conference victories. Coming up after the break, we'll sit down with an exciting guest in the studio, Goshen College Athletic Director Erica Albertin, who will stop by for a reflection on the first half of this season and where things are headed in the future.
So you just graduated from Goshen College? What experiences prepared you for this job?
Where do I begin?
Thank you for joining us inside the Globe Studios. Excited to have you with us here today. Let's start things off simple now. A little bit more generally, what went well for Maple Leaf Athletics this semester?
Well, it's great to be here, Kate, so thanks for having me to the Globe Studios. Always fun to be here, talk about GC athletics, especially this fall. There's been a lot of just really fun, exciting things that have happened. I feel like we have been building up to something, to creating some momentum, and we're finally starting to see a little bit of those fruits. So we could start off, talking about our cross-country team, especially the women's team that just went to nationals for the first time in program history. And for me, that's just really exciting. I'm not a huge runner myself, but I see the team going out and practicing, running in all different types of weather and starting out their training programs a long time ago to get to their spot in Vancouver. So on the women's side, we had an All-American in Mercy Chibet, and just really fun to watch the team be able to travel out there and have experiences competing, but then also, they went to Nike headquarters, they traveled around, did a lot of just fun team bonding type things and got to go all the way to their side of the country too. The men's team, of course, went, I think, to their fifth back-to-back nationals, and so we're able to race there and follow the plans of their coach, Rustin Nice. So he's always been just a coach that's really excited about coaching the team, not only in athletic excellence, but just different categories as well. I feel like I could talk about Goshen Athletics and all the great things for a long time, so I'll try to keep it a little bit brief. But some of our other highlights, we were able to have our women's tennis team make the conference tournament. The men's tennis also made conference tournament. Women's soccer was off to one of their best starts since the 90s. And then, of course, we had a growing year for men's soccer, but a new coach and a lot of good recruiting going on there as well. And then women's volleyball, hitting some of our highest winning percentages and winning games for the last 4 or so years. So that's been really fun as well. I think I covered about all of the fall sports in terms of athletic excellence. We had over 1,000 hours of community engagement, from doing a big Halloween trick or treat event, and then also just our teams going out to Elkhart High School. And yeah, just a lot of fun in the classroom as well. So I get to teach a couple of classes and see all of our students of Goshen College. And so it's been fun. That's the reason that ultimately we're here, to develop leaders, but also have our students go off and graduate. So lots of great things that have been happening in the fall so far.
Yeah, it's been fun to go alongside that broadcasting-wise. Cool to see those things happen. Talking a little bit more about things that were maybe different this semester, there's some other things like, of course, we talked about in the past, like the pitch clock changing for baseball coming up in the spring semester. Are there anything like that that happened in the fall? There were some coaching changes, things like that, that the athletic staff as a whole really had to kind of adjust to and make some changes?
Yeah, I think, one of my favorite things, we had Dash, of course, had the first birthday for our mascot this fall. But we also just really tried to focus on doing the little things right. So I've heard that, from my dad, who was in business for 30 years, but then also some of my athletic director mentors as well of, okay, we're stepping into Goshen College athletics, really looking, like I said, to build some momentum and build some potential, to get to higher levels of success. So how do we get to do that? And one of the things that I really wanted to focus on that took everybody from our student athletes to our staff, assistant ADs, coaches, athletic trainers, just everyone, is really making the game day experience something that's better. So better for our fans, better for our student athletes as well. So there are a bunch of changes within that, but one thing that has been fun is that the health inspector came in and passed the inspection. So now we can have hot dogs and nachos and pizza, which it might sound like, that doesn't really matter, but you'd be surprised how many fans show up, to our basketball games, and they want to be able to have some dinner. Might not be the healthiest, but it's tasty, right? So they get to do that, show up to the games, and really just have those little pieces of even the ticketing at our game day experience has been elevated. And so a lot of thanks again to the staff working all across campus, from AVI to Java, just getting a lot of different input of how can we actually make these little pieces better, and then how can we use that in a way that just makes everybody's day better.
And we talked a little bit about the fall semester, the past, but turning a bit now to look forward. What can we kind of be expecting to see from Maple Leaf Athletics coming up in this new semester, talking even things like new facilities, any rule changes, new coaches, and even like new teams that are getting ready to start?
Yeah, we're really excited about bowling. And so we have our full team for the men's side at least already committed. So we have 9 current commits for bowling, for men's bowling, and then 5 on the women's side. So Coach Curtis has just been doing crazy amounts of good work, going out to all different bowling houses and making connections and just really being excited for this new sport that we'll be hosting. So that will start officially in fall of 24, but we still have all these students coming to campus, doing a lot of recruiting visits, get to design some Maple Leaf bowling uniforms, so that will be a fun thing that's coming up. Baseball and softball getting started. We've done a lot of work with facilities on baseball and softball fields specifically. Again, going back to the fan experience, so if you go out to the softball field, you can see just a really nice patio setup that's out there now. But for our student athletes, working on even the scoreboards, the sound systems, having that music, having people at the events that are excited to be there and excited to see our student athletes compete in their sports. So we're excited for that for the spring semester coming up, and then track and field, hopefully continuing to send people to nationals. I see them in the RFC and around the campus all the time, just already practicing and trying to hit those standards, which hopefully will start coming out soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. Best of luck to all of the athletic staff as you prepare to support our student athletes this upcoming season. After a quick break, we'll broaden our horizons a bit. Goshen has a thriving group of international students on campus, many of whom are also student athletes. But how did they end up in northern Indiana? Amelia Lee has the story after this.
Goshen students enjoy an amazing record of success. What's the secret? It starts with hands-on learning experiences. Whether it's a service project in Peru, a sustainability semester at our Environmental Learning Center, or broadcasting for our award-winning radio station, it adds up to life-changing perspectives and real-world skill development that makes a difference to future employers. And it's all available at a campus that makes everyone feel at home. Come hang out with us and see for yourself. Schedule your campus visit today at goshen.edu/visit.
11% of students at Goshen College are international, coming from over 30 different countries around the world. Of that 11%, 48 are student athletes. But why come to GC?
I basically fall in love a little bit with that imagination of playing and studying in the USA, because I like that U.S. mentality of never giving up.
This is Tim Wilkening's second college. After a season-ending injury at his first, Cyan Mohammed committed to a different school to play basketball.
Then I got a phone call from Coach Miller and her assistant, and they told me, come to Goshen College, just check it out and stuff like that. I said, I already committed though. And they were like, just okay, just come and see if you like it or not. And I loved the school and I just came here.
For Pedro Scatallone, Goshen College was his first choice to play tennis.
I think the programs here are very, very nice. To study and play sports is very nice. That is something we don't have in our countries.
Finding out about the Maple Leafs takes some work.
My agency, Mind Game Sport, they helped me a lot. And then obviously coach.
I was in contact with Kellam a lot, which is the international advisor.
Kellam Vanoski has been a counselor for the past 8 years and says there's more international student athletes now.
There's been a good amount of international students at Goshen College historically, but over the last, say, 4 or 5 years, it's really increased in number.
The amount of different backgrounds is something that these athletes enjoy.
Here you come together with guys from all over the world, different languages, different cultures.
I still love my team, we're family, and I have 16 sisters because I'm the 17th.
Playing their sports and their fields of study are points that led them to GC, but one major factor allows them to attend school.
Probably the scholarships that they offer.
Financial-wise, being an international student, you have to have a good scholarship.
Wilkening says that, without a doubt, he's grateful to be a Maple Leaf.
The experiences I've made, coming back from that injury, staying here over the summer, working on campus full-time, having my first season here in the US, going through very bad and some good memories as well. So yeah, I'm very, very glad to be here.
To future Goshen College international student athletes, Vanosky says,
with 32 different countries represented currently, around 40 different faith traditions, so Goshen College really is a place for everyone.
Reporting for Globe Sports, I'm Amelia Lee.
It's great to see Goshen has truly become a place that international students can thrive in. That was again Amelia Lee on the story. Shifting gears now, this week's Student Everence Athlete of the Week honor goes to Kiana Oling, a junior on the women's basketball squad. This award comes after Oling had a near-perfect performance in their recent game against St. Francis. She was 6 for 6 from the field, 3 for 3 from the three-point line, and 6 for 6 at the free throw line for a career high of 21 points. Congrats, Kiana, and congrats to the whole women's basketball team for all of their success so far this season. After the break, we will be back with a few special clips for the Globe Highlight of the Week and a look at the Maple Leaf Minute for all that's coming your way in the world of GC athletics. Stay with us on the Globe Sports Corner.
Goshen College. Everyone's at home here. Students from around the world and down the street find inspiration and lifelong friends in our unique, supportive community, right here in northern Indiana. Cutting-edge academics, real-world learning, and small, personalized classes make the difference, all surrounded by world-class culture and championship sports. Most importantly, it all leads to a record of amazing outcomes in diverse fields of study. From pre-med to social work, broadcasting to accounting, schedule your campus visit today at goshen.edu/visit.
Thanks to the GC Athletic Department for the footage provided from the men's and women's cross-country team's recent trek out to the NAIA Nationals. It's time now for the Maple Leaf Minute, and there's a new face making his Sports Corner debut and first Globe TV appearance, Drew Miles. Drew, welcome to your first sports show. You've already been working some behind the scenes, but how are you feeling about stepping up in front of the cameras?
Feeling great, ready to get down to some Maple Leaf action.
Well, there's plenty to cover, so take it away.
As we move into finals week, there is still plenty of sports action coming up. Kicking things off are the men's and women's indoor track and field teams. They open up their season at the Notre Dame Blue and Gold Invitational this Friday, December 1st at 3. Then to finish up finals week, both track teams are back in action at the Warrior Indoor Invitational at Indiana Tech on December 8th at 11 a.m. Best of luck to our runners as they get their season started. Then we will head into the hardwoods starting this Saturday, December 2nd, with the men's and women's basketball doubleheader action as they continue their conference schedule at home against the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. The women, who by the way are on a 7-game winning streak, tip off at 1 in the Ruth Gudden, with the men to follow, and you can find full game coverage on 91.1 the Globe radio app, and the Go Leafs live stream. The men will bounce back to finish out the in-semester schedule with an exhibition game on the road at Loyola Chicago. Yes, it's the same Loyola that went to the March Madness Final Four in 2018. And that game will tip off in the Joseph J. Gentile Arena at 6 on December 9th. That is what's coming up for the remainder of the fall 2023 semester in the Maple Leaf Athletics. As always, best of luck to our athletes as they continue to represent the purple and white.
Thanks, Drew. A great report for your debut. Now, that will do it for this episode of the Globe Sports Corner. To keep up with all things Globe Sports, make sure you give us a follow on our socials at 911 The Globe on Facebook, Instagram, and the X app. While you're at it, check out the Globe Radio app. Now, there's even more ways you can stream the Globe 24/7, 365, including full coverage on our live sports broadcasts throughout the end of the year. And finally, you can head over to globeradio.org for more Globe updates so you don't miss a beat. Thank you all for watching another episode of the Globe Sports Corner. For all our crew, for Drew Miles, I'm Kate Bodiker, saying see you next week for more exclusive coverage of Maple Leaf Athletics on the Globe Sports Corner.